With two new exciting products under its India 2.0 strategy, Skoda India believes 2022 is going to be its biggest year in the country yet. It expects sales to grow 3 times year on year in this calendar year. To speak more about it, we have with us Mr. Zac Hollis, Brand Director, Sales, Service and Marketing. Zac, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Welcome to Mobility Outlook.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
You've spoken about how wonderful a year you've had in 2021, So tell us more about it. What really changed? What brought about this turnaround for the brand in India?
I think if you look at any brand, automotives or anything else, it's all about product. And of course, in 2020, when we brought the Kushaq to the marketplace, which was the first of the 2 cars under the India 2.0 investment program. Right. And for me personally and for my team, this was a culmination of 3 years of hard work in getting the business ready, expanding the dealer network, improving the whole ownership experience. This was very important. And of course, continuing to build the brand in India. So it really was exciting for us to finally bring that car into the marketplace. But on top of that, we also brought more cars onto the market. We brought the 2021 Superb, the Octavia as well. So it was a great year. And of course, we managed to more than double sales year on year.
Right. Now, one of the core areas is, of course, customer satisfaction and also customer perception about the brand. So what's the kind of effort and what's the kind of work that you've undertaken to bring about a change there?
This has been a huge effort. This has been a personal focus of mine also. People have always said that Skoda make great cars, and we had to get rid of that but. And the first thing, there were a number of things people said. Firstly, you don't have a service center near me. So we've doubled the number of service centers pan-India, and we intend to increase it by another 50 this year to make sure we're accessible to customers. That's very, very important. The next thing we've done is reduce the cost of ownership, because people said, but your cars are expensive to own. And with India 2.0, we have 95% localization. Right. And if you localize the cars, then of course you're localizing the parts, which makes the whole cost of ownership much, much improved, and pretty much is competitive when you look at cars like Slavia and Kushaq. So that's really been a big focus to us. Finally, we've been working on culture programs, changing the culture of the dealer network to be much more customer focused. And this is, without doubt, has been the biggest thing that we've done. Changing the culture is working, and I'm pleased to say the whole thing is working, because we have complaints personally that come to me have been reduced by 60% in 2 years. So We've done a great job there, and I'm really pleased with the work the whole team has done.
Okay. Coming to 2022, you have said that this is going to be your biggest year yet in the country. Of course, in terms of sales, you're committing to a 3 times growth. Right? Overall, for the brand, talk to us about 2022. How do you expect this to pan out?
So 2022, of course, sees a full year of the Kushaq, which was launched at the middle of last year. And of course, the Slavia goes on sale next week. So again, it's all about these 2 important products for India in 2 big market segments. That's driving growth. But this year, we also launched the Kodiaq back in January, and we sold the entire allocation in 21 days. So really, it shows that the brand is capable of stretching itself all the way up to close to 40 lakh, which really shows the power of the brand and the strength of our value luxury positioning in India. So, I'm very confident through these products and through the expansion of the dealer network that we will achieve this 3-fold increase in sales.
Okay. Now, coming to your latest product, the Slavia, of course, looks fantastic, drives fantastic. What are your expectations from this particular product, both for the local market and also what is it likely to do for Skoda globally?
What we've done is we built a sedan for the Indian market. This is for the Indian market, and we've got a big car, we've got a powerful car, very fuel efficient car as well. And as you just said, it's a gorgeous looking car. It's an absolutely beautiful looking car, and I think it will capture the hearts and minds of India. This is very important for our growth. I'm very clear here. I want to be segment leader. I want to be segment leader in the premium mid-size sedan segment. I'm confident we can achieve that going forward, and this means 2,500 to 3,000 cars a month.
All right. Now, how do you assess the potential in the Indian market, Zac? Not just for the Slavia, but for your entire product range, and going forward in the next couple of years. And what is the kind of contribution that you think Skoda would be able to get out of it?
Our plan in 2022 is to make India in the top 10 for Skoda worldwide. So very strategic market for Skoda's long-term growth plans, but particularly for our strategy long-term for 2030. That's what we were very clear that we would be able to do. India's car market continues to grow. India's economy is predicted to grow by 9% in 2023. This means it will continue to grow. And the car market tends to follow the economic growth. You know, more people are moving into cities, more people are being educated, more people are getting good jobs, and their businesses are being successful. Of course, they buy cars. They buy cars to show their personal level of achievement, and they buy cars for their own personal mobility. So we're very confident in the market in India. I'm very confident, of course, in our products because they fit perfectly for the Indian customers.
What are your views on the, let's say, the more smaller, more mass market segments, and how do you see that growing in the times to come?
And we're clear here, I'm clear that the majority of the market in India is not reachable for us because, you know, you're talking cars that 6 lakh and under. And it's very difficult with the kind of technology we put into cars and the TSI engines and the quality to build a car to be competitive. Well, we will be competitive in the premium mid-size sedan market, in the premium mid-sized SUV market. This is where we'll be competitive. But will we ever be in that sub 6 lakh segment? Probably not. We can't achieve that with our cost base. We can't achieve that also with the quality of our products and our TSI technology.
Okay, but do you still see an opportunity in the sub 4 meter, either the segment, sedan segment or the SUV segment?
Sub 4 meter is interesting. I mean, of course, it gives you a tax advantage, so it means it reduces the cost of the cost of the car in the first place. What we've done in India is we have localized the MQB A0 India platform, and of course, the 1 liter TSI engine is localized. So what we need to do now is say, right, now we've got that platform, what is the best hut to put onto it to grow our sales even further? So we've got a mid-sized SUV, we've got a mid-sized sedan, and now we're discussing what is the next hut on top of it. And sub 4 meter SUV is of course one possibility, but there are others as well.
Sure. As you try to make Skoda, the brand, more accessible to customers, what are some of the other innovations that one can expect to see coming out from this company?
I think what we will continue to do is to bring new and exciting model derivatives. I think this is important going forward because you've got to keep things alive, you've got to have new things to talk about all the time. So you'll see new colors, new trims coming continually. I think that's very important. And we'll also see continuing innovations in the world of digitalization. Already during the lockdowns, we had the ability for an entire contactless experience for our customers. This means you could book the car online, you could have the test drive car delivered to your house, you could have all the paperwork done away from the dealership, because that's what people wanted. So the whole digital experience is also something that we've been working on continuously on and continue to work on. Cars are also becoming more and more connected.
Sure.
And people like that. People like this ability to look at their smartphone and find information about their car and to be connected to their car. And we will deliver that in the future. We deliver that now, and we deliver more of that in the future.
Of course, you've also worked on the cost of ownership of your products, right? That is a very significant step forward. Could you also give us a sense of, if you're looking at any other kinds of interesting, innovative finance options or subscription options for your customers?
I think that's a good question because a lot of people talk about these subscription and these shared ownership type of philosophies. I mean, and many of those when the whole pandemic started, many of those were kind of thrown out the window because people wanted the safety and security of their own cleaned and prepared car. So that didn't kind of take off. I think long term, those kind of offers will come back into the marketplace, things like subscription. But I think I will focus on the normal purchase experience. That's what we will focus on immediately. I think that's where the big market opportunities are. In the future, yes, we will look at these type of models. We're already working with Oryx in terms of leasing models because leasing becomes more and more important, particularly for companies who don't want to have cars on their balance sheet. Right. Leasing also gives them an advantage and quite often can give them a tax advantage as well. But yeah, there are all sorts of interesting ways that you can bring cars to the marketplace. And we're looking at innovative banking and EMI type options as well. That's something as well that becomes attractive to customers.
One final question, Jack. When it comes to, let's say, a 3-year horizon, any kind of projections, any kind of thoughts that you can share with us?
My personal ambition is that by 2025, we would be selling 1 lakh of cars in India. I set that was my goal when I first arrived here over 3 years ago. It remains, the vision is to get to 1 lakh. I think it's perfectly possible to achieve that with the products that we've got and the products we're coming in India, plus the dealer network. We've expanded our dealer network from 2 years ago, we had 65 sales outlets. We're now at 153. Before the end of this year, we'll be 180. So that will also contribute to driving our sales growth coming forward because, this is a huge country, India, as you know. I mean, I remember once I was in Guwahati once, we were talking about Assam just before we started the interview. And I spoke to a customer, I said, look, before we had a dealership in Guwahati, where was your nearest dealership? And he said, 19 hours away. So if you want to sell cars in these smaller tier 2 and 3 cities, you need to have sales outlets. So we've got low cost format sales outlets that we're working on with our dealers, and also service. We've launched also compact workshops, which means we can have smaller workshops that do 70% of the business, also in smaller locations as well. So this is something going forward, because you need to expand your reach if you're going to grow your volume in India. This is something I've very clearly learned.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Zac. Really appreciate you taking time, and I wish you all the best.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.